Paper review, folks. I take it you like these, so I'm going to keep on doing them. It's Saturday, April the 20th, 2019. I have just finished my night shift, so I've come home. This paper review is courtesy of Gaz. He buys the Daily Star, and I thought, while I got it in the van, I'll do a review on it. So, it's Easter Saturday. There's the paper. Now, apparently, Snowflake Britain, a £100 fine if you swear in the street. Council Jobsworth have slapped nearly 10,000 people with petty fines for swearing, fishing and doing the school run in last year. The number of penalties up to... Now, they always go to page 7. Why don't they just make it, page 7. Right, £100 dished out for minor misbehaviour has rocketed by 400% since 2016. And public spaces protection orders to let local authorities fine people for anything they deem detrimental to the local quality of life. A total of 9,930 penalties were handed out last year. They include 20 parents who were clobbered for dropping their kids off outside the school gates. I can understand that. There's some parents just seem to just pull up and don't give an absolute fuck about if people can cross or if they're a danger. Them zigzags are outside that church, outside that school for a reason. Not for somebody in their BMW or whatever, Audi, to go and park there while they're kicking the kids out. So I can understand that one. Another 6 people were busted for swearing in the streets. Well, fuck me, I've been well broke. And 5 were fined for leaving their bags unattended. At least 7 people were wrapped for being in groups of 2 or more people. I can understand the bag thing as well, but is that common knowledge that you get fined if you leave your bag unattended? And in this day and age, we've got to think about these. These things happen, don't they? People can leave bags and it blows up. 6 victims had to cough up after fishing in the wrong place. 1 person was fined for letting their dog play in an ornamental water feature. In total, 1,906 PSPOs were handed out in 2016. I'm not going to read any more of that. Oh, hold on. I'm going to read a bit more of this. The figures come after Mrs. Brown's Boys star Brendan O'Carroll refused to cut swearing from the hit BBC show. Well, that's the whole idea, isn't it? That's the whole idea of Mrs. Brown's Boys. He swears. She swears. That's the whole idea. My mother-in-law was very much like Mrs. Brown's Boys. She was always fucking them, calling you whatever and everything. Yeah. And that's how it is. You can't just change the things for bloody people who don't like swearing. If you don't like swearing, don't watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. It ain't fucking hard work. Right, embattled PM Theresa May looks strong and stable for a change. She had a little trouble directing the runners taking part in the Easter 20k run in her constituency yesterday. I wouldn't trust where she pointed me. Why would anybody want, if she said, if you were there standing like this, look, there she is, right, look there. Right, she's standing there, and if she pointed me one way, I'd say you get stuffed. I'll go the other way. But she's probably got it wrong. You've probably screwed that up and all. You've screwed everything else up. A farce as a third of tanks are set for the axe. Defence chiefs are to axe a third of Britain's tanks. It will leave us with less firepower than Serbia and Cambodia. The Ministry of Defence will revamp just 148 of its 227 Challenger 2 tanks in a cost-cutting drive. If you've been watching my reviews, I have said many times, stop sending so much bloody money overseas. It's got to be where we start looking after ourselves first, get our own country in order, and then we can start with the others. In the past, we used to go out there and invade and take what they had, and that's when we had all the pink bits. But we've got to just stop it and start putting ourselves first. Why have we got this need to keep sticking a nose in everybody else's business? Get your own tank sorted, look after our troops, and let's move on. And, Jodie Comer. She is lovely. I like Jodie. She's not only is she absolutely gorgeous, she's very, very talented. And she was once in an episode of George Gently. Did you know that? And Killing Eve. And she was also in something on the BBC. I can't remember what it was called. 13. If you've not seen Jodie Comer in 13, get it on iPlayer. It is something you will... Basically, what it is that she was abducted at the age of 13. And the programme starts with this kid escaping from this house, making a phone call to the police in a telephone box. I mean, that's good, the fact that she found a telephone box, because they've all been turned into heart bloody clear. Ain't they? And so she's done well there. But you've got to look it up, folks. Jodie Comer, 13. 4-part series, one off. You won't... Well, I don't think there'll be another one. But absolutely brilliant. Killing Eve star Jodie Comer says freaky fans have asked her to murder them. The 26-year-old plays sexy assassin in the BBC drama. I can't say her name. Villani. I can't say her name. Some folks have taken their abduction of the cold-blooded character strange lengths. Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? The girl don't need that. Killing some weirdo. Queen guitarist Brian May, is to step out of tour-wearing vegan shoes. He's an animal rights activist. He's unveiled a £220 Italian designer environmentally friendly pair of on his Instagram page. Brian, 71, who campaigned against badger culling and fox hunting, thanked the manufacturers for sending these fabulous vegan shoes. Yeah, and they've made a few. The star have been very clever and linked a few songs, Queen songs. Yeah, get it. Now then, apparently, folks, I do keep saying apparently, sun-seekers flocked to beaches yesterday to bake in the bank holiday heatwave, and it's set to get even warmer. So what I'm going to predict now, folks, is that we're going to have hot weather this summer. There's a pigeon on our plastic lawn. And in a couple of months, all the water companies will be saying, be sensible with the water and all this, and we'll limit you and all that. And I will be saying, what a load of bollocks, we're an island, we should have been planning for this, we know a heat wave's coming, we keep hanging on about water this and water that. Why aren't the companies doing something? Why aren't they making water purifiers and sucking the water in out the sea and purifying it and stuff like that? Or at least having the channeling of the water so that non-essential drinking water, such as toilets and bathing water or whatever, I don't know, you know, you don't need to waste water, you know, going around in your heating system. I don't know, but there's got to be something, right? I'm trying to do a paper review and I'm trying to keep it short, but there's got to be something where non-essential drinking water to companies and that can go through a purifier and then be used as a, you know, I mean, my place of work, we use lots and lots of water. It goes all around the machines where we make the plastic. You know, that could be from the sea, purified, cleaned, and then we use it. There's no need for it to be, you know, personally, anyway, that's what I think. Hotspots include Blackpool and Brighton. Anywhere else with B in it? And 25 degrees. Good Friday sizzler. So it's the 800-mile wide air plume from Istanbul will make London warmer than the continent and even Morocco. So there you go. Now there's some bloke here, angler Jack Griffiths, poses with a 102-pound catfish after an hour-long tussle. And there he is, look. I'll show you Jack. There he is, look, with his big catfish. Meow. The fish is bigger than him. The rod wasn't suitable, but I wouldn't give in. The fish was safely released back into the lake. Oh, that's one thing then, isn't it? I'm sure the fish appreciated having its mouth ripped up to pieces by a barbel hook and then laid on the beach and laid on the side and then thrown back in. I bet he enjoyed that. A young boy has been shot in what police call a shocking incident. Well, a boy being shot. Look at this. I've got my collars up. Look like bloody Eric Cantona. What the bloody hell's going off there? The 6-year-old suffered injuries to his back and hand when a group of men fired into a house yesterday afternoon. His injuries are not thought to be life-threatening, and officers are still searching for a motive. There was a shocking incident where someone has opened fire with a shotgun in the middle of the day, as if they're saying the middle of the day is wrong. You open fire with a shotgun at 2 a.m, it's wrong. But the motive of the attack is not clear at this stage, but it's clearly a hugely reckless act. When is a firing a gun not a reckless act like that? A mum booed when she tried to smuggle drugs into a prison in her bra. Sheena Hawkins, 31, was visiting her ex-boyfriend. Her ex? She's taking drugs in for her ex? At Park Prison in Bridgend, South Wales, when she was caught carrying 3 types of Class B drugs, including cannabis. Well, surely the prison warden would smell the cannabis. She produced them from a bra, an item wrapped in cling film. Hawkins of Bristol pleaded guilty to 3 counts of taking a prohibited article into prison and was jailed for 4 months. Who's going to take her some drugs in? Strictly pro, Kevin Clifton has spoken of his torment over his love life, confessing it was a massive upheaval. Well, I suppose if you do split up with somebody, it is. Fed up with Strictly, I'm fed up with bloody X Factor, fed up with Britain's Got Talent, fed up with them all. They're all crap. All just rubbish. It's all just cheap bloody entertainment. Right. Actress Charlize Theron is raising her 7-year-old as a girl, even though she was born a boy. The Hollywood star, 43, adopted Jackson when the youngster was 3. She decided to raise her as a girl after the child said, "I'm not a boy," 4 years ago. Yes, I thought she was a boy too, until she looked at me when she was 3 years old and said, "I'm not a boy." Since declaring she was a girl, right. You got to be tentative on these things, ain't you? Because surely there's more into this. Surely the child has said it more than once that he's not a boy, he's a girl. Mind you, in America, I'm surprised they haven't sent them to counselling. But sometimes they do seem to jump onto this different sex, or they want to be a different sex, as some kind of fashion aid. You know what I mean? It just sometimes. Don't get me wrong. There is people out there who generally do believe they are born into the wrong body or the wrong sex, and it must be terrible to not want to be who you are. You know. But sometimes these people in America, they just seem to jump onto something and, you know, just make it a fashion accessory, make it trendy for the day. And I don't know. There you go. I'm leaving that one there. Police have charged a man with murder after violent scenes outside a tube station. A man, 27, was run down with a car outside Alperton Station, Wembley, northwest London, in the early hours of Tuesday morning. Yeah, charged. Yes, there you go. These haunting photographs of Adolf Hitler as a schoolboy and 1-year-old boy. Yeah, somebody's got. Look at that evil bastard there, look, folks. He's in there as well. Look at him. Killer there. Excuse me. They're being released on its 130th anniversary of Hitler's birthday today. The chilling images, chilling, yeah, he looks chilling, doesn't it? It just looks like a normal kid in theory. Reveal what some of the most evil Nazi leaders look like as children. Pictures of wide-eyed schoolboys seem a world away from the monster he would grow up to become. So, yes. You know. Right, Arge. He's a big lad, isn't he? I mean, James Argent, he's massive. What is he doing? I mean, look. That is not healthy, son. That is not healthy. He looks like Rick Waller there. Right, so there you go. Somebody's got to get hold of him and say, look, son, you've got to do something. I mean, he's completely talentless. He hasn't got a talent of anything. And Gemma Collins, she hasn't got a talent either. But somebody needs to get hold of him and say, Arge, you fat bastard, you got to lose some weight, son. You can't just keep walking around like that thinking that you're a superstar, because you're not. A fire broke out in the famous tower block used as Del Boy's home in Only Fools and Horses. 60 firefighters battled the blaze on Thursday night. The flats portrayed Del and Rodney's home at Nelson Mandela House in the popular sitcom. Residents were evacuated from the 13-storey high-rise after the blaze broke out inside a 7th floor apartment. The 12-year-old boy was taken to hospital with smoke inhalation. So what were he doing? Playing with matches, lighting up a spliff. And that was it. The block is actually 13 miles from Peckham, where the series was set. I thought it was in somewhere like Wales or something. I don't know. A 12-year-old girl suffered serious head injuries when she was hit by a bus. She was walking along the street in Morecambe on Thursday and is being treated at Alder Hay Hospital in Liverpool. The kids, I tell you what, right? Very, very sad and all that kind of thing. But I bet they were on the phone. Walking along like this. Or was it like this? Marking's the same. Won't put the bloody phone down. Ed Sheeran has vowed to restage a gig before the end of the year after cancelling a show due to lightning. All right. Well done, Ed. Well done, Ginge. Daniel Craig's daughter is being tipped as a future Bond girl after her dad quits. Well, you got to really, ain't you? Because if she ends up as a Bond girl, he ends up shagging her. That ain't on. That is not even for a bloody spy. You can't do that. Right. The wife of former United star Nikki Butt has hit back and claims she has a new boyfriend. Mum of two, Shelley. And the ex-England star going through a divorce. But 44, not but as in B-U-T, but B-U-T-T. 44 was arrested earlier this week after a bit of a bust up at the former marital home. Yeah, it just happens, doesn't it? Got to sort it out for the kids and that, ain't there? Because you don't want to see two parents fighting, because the mother will just say something about the dad and the dad will say something about the mother, and the kid's stuck in the middle and you don't know whose side he's on. A hospital nurse was caught sending explicit photos to a girl he thought was 13. Court heard. But Nuno Rodriguez was actually involved in an online chat with an undercover police officer. Plymouth Crown Court was told. Dad of two, Rodriguez of Sheriford, Devon, admitted intentionally sexually communicating with a person under 16, was jailed for 10 months, suspended for 2 years. Why has he just been jailed for 16 months and suspended for 10? What is going wrong? Why? Just put him in a fucking prison cell. Put him in for 5 years at least. Why are we pissing around? Why are they banging on that prisons are full so we can't send people to prison? Just send the fucking idiot to prison. It's done. And who cares if he's got no room? Who cares if he's got to sleep on the floor? Fuck him. Bit sad about that journalist who was shot in Ireland and Yeah, I'm leaving that there. Just, Gal goes to do her work as a journalist. But there again, these journalists, they do put themselves in some stupid situations. It's a bloody war zone out there sometimes. You ain't got to be there to... A football fan has been left stranded in Spain with only the kit on his back. Robbers took Graham Patrick's passport, phone and wallet on a trip to Barcelona. It's such a beautiful ride to Barcelona. The Manchester United fan, right, just out of interest, I've not read these stories. When I do, I'll just go straight through. There's a Manchester United fan. I would bet he's not from Manchester. Right, let's read on. I'm at my wit's end. I never even got to see the game. I can't get any money for food and drink. I have no bank cards or ID. The 55-year-old from Grangemouth, Stirlings, where's that then? I'm not sure, has sprained his ankle as he trudged across Barcelona for an emergency passport. Graham added, I don't know, that sounds a bit put on in theory. Well, Stirling's is Scotland, isn't it? I've just realised Grangemouth is Scotland, isn't it? Isn't that up north somewhere? Grangemouth, what are they famous for? Can't remember. A rapist who attacked his victim, as she called her boyfriend on FaceTime, has been jailed for life. At last, something that's right. Not the rape, but the jailing for life. Samuel Fortes, 27, repeatedly punched the student as he raped her under a bridge in Leeds. The boyfriend took screenshots before her boyfriend took screenshots before her phone was smashed. Fortes, who admitted rape and assault, may be deported to Portugal when he's released. He must serve at least. So he's not got life then, has he? He's not been given life. Why have they said life when it's not life? Why can't we mean life is life? A teenager has been jailed for 3.5 years after terrorising 3 taxi drivers. George Appleton, 18, of Waysbury Burke, attacked them with a knife and stole money after asking to be driven to remote locations. Appleton pleaded guilty at Reading Crown Court and 3.5 years, you see, that's another thing, isn't it? This is exactly what I'm saying. Boot camp, middle of nowhere, on an island off the edge of Scotland. Just do it. 5 years, boot camp. It's that simple. It is so simple to do. A sicko went through 5 condoms while having sex with a cow. What the fuck is going off here? David Mbuvy is said to have crept into a shed and trussed up the beast. Horrified owner Kaylee Wamumbu, 40, raised the alarm and neighbours grabbed and held on Mbuvy before calling police in Mui, Kenya. The police report said the accused was found half naked, committing the offence after he had tied the cow with a sisal rope. Can you see the despair on my face? For the visually impaired, I've got despair on my face. Fans of Champions League semi-finals Liverpool and Spurs are booking flights for the final as prices soar. Plane tickets to Madrid, where the showpiece will take place on June the 1st, are already up to £710, 5 times more expensive than normal. It amazes me how they keep banging on about Brexit, yet they're still willing to take the piss out of fans and just take the money. Going to the gym makes you fat, scientists have revealed. See, I've always said that. I've always said it. Exercise is not very good for you. Exercising can actually make us put on weight as we eat more and treat ourselves to chocolates as rewards. Experts at Loughborough University, just up the road there, said it could explain why some who regularly work out struggle to lose any weight. Aside from what we eat, a crucial factor is how much we eat. The results of the study suggest that knowledge of future exercise sessions result in an increase in planned energy intake as a meal after exercise. I would have thought it's quite obvious. If you're burning, say, if a packet of crisps, just as an example, is 500 calories, and you're only doing enough exercise to burn off 300 calories, that ain't fucking working. Actor Bradley Welsh, not Walsh, Welsh, not the bloke off the Chase, was allegedly shot by an assassin disguised as a jogger. The Trainspotting 2 star, 48, was battling as a neighbour in Edinburgh, was chatting to a neighbour in Edinburgh when he was blasted with a sawn-off shotgun. He was reportedly warned by police of threats because of an ongoing gang feud. Yeah, you see, that's another one. Never mind, Dave. Pubs refuse to go under. The British bleak times for British pubs. They are closing at a rate of 3 a day. That's more than 20 a week. This has been going on for weeks and months and years. I'm surprised there's any pubs open. It's been going that long. And, yeah. Right. Well, these pubs, right, what it is, I personally think, is that they're owned by these big breweries. And these big breweries say you can only buy our beer and sell it at this price. They can't be competitive. And this is why I go on about it on my other channel. There's the beer pharmacy in Syston. And I've been in there and it's absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't say the beer's expensive. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive. But you go into these Witherspoons and all these other places, they're a fortune. And there's no atmosphere in the pub. There's no nothing. You got the barman and the landlady and the landlord trying to do the best to make a living and pay the extortionate rent. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then, I have smoked in the past, and I know people who do smoke. And it seems like since they stopped the smoking thing, the pubs have started to die as well. You've got to have a real good niche in the market for your pub. So, I'm reading it. A ride on a roller coaster saved Molly White's life after it led to her discovery of a brain tumour. Oh, yeah. The 21-year-old initially blamed her slight headache for the Colossus ride at Thorpe Park in Surrey, but after she discovered it had slightly shifted the tumour, triggering symptoms. The MRI scan showed a growth the size of a tangerine, and Molly of Payton, Devon, needed 2 complex operations to remove it by radiotherapy. Wow. That's unbelievable. Right. 2 strong men here. They've squeezed into economy seats on a plane. Yeah, I don't bother with that. A 74-year-old man has been shot with a crossbow. He was trying to fix a satellite dish at his home near Holyhead, Anglesey. Police say he suffered significant life-threatening injuries. How the fuck do you shoot an old man up a bloody ladder trying to fix his... A woman who tattooed 3D nipples on breast cancer survivors was blocked by Facebook because of her business sexual nature. What? The woman is trying to do something for people who have suffered a serious disease, and then Facebook just take it completely out of context of what it is. Just unbelievable. Struth, is that how big's that donkey? A lad feeds a giant donkey on track these days to become the tallest breed in the world. Derek the donkey is 5'7" tall. Oh no, Derek is 5'7" tall and still growing as he's not yet an adult. Oh, there he is. Oh, that donkey's bloody big. Or that kid's small. Or somebody's been fanning around with a picture. And there's a bet. Bookies have rushed on bets of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's baby to be born tomorrow. Coral have cut the odds from 6-4 to 2-1 following a rush of bets. What the fucking hell's all that about? A couple emerged from a plain toilet where they had joined the Mile High Club to a round of applause and a bottle of bubbly. That's steady, isn't it? His court went pop twice. The mystery duo had met on the flight, sneaked off to the loo and sealed their newfound love. But the crew manager overheard the mid-air romp. He told his team, "We've got a mile-high situation happening in the toilet." I'm not a big fan of flying. And when I have flown, the toilets aren't very big. So I don't think I could actually join the Mile High Club unless I were knocking one out myself. If you know what I mean. Right, the Blades. And Leeds lost, didn't they, yesterday? Yeah, that was a bit of a shock, weren't it? Leeds 1, Wigan 2. To get beat at home by Wigan is a good result for Wigan and terrible for the Leeds. Leeds. Oh, bloody horse racing. Can't be doing with that. So. Cardiff v Liverpool. Oh, it's Man City v Spurs again today, isn't it? After the result during the week. Right. Sheffield United 2, Forest 0. Excuse me, folks, while I just pick a bit of a nose. Had a bit of an itch. And, yeah, you're not really interested in football, are you? Some people are, some people aren't. Has anybody ever had this thing done? This bloody lawn growth thing? We used to have somebody, Green Thumb or somebody, Green whatever. And it weren't that good. So in the end, we just ripped it all up and got somebody to come in and put plastic lawn down it. Absolutely brilliant. The dog can run around on it, even when it's wet in the winter or snowed or whatever. They don't go bringing all the sludge in the house. It's brilliant. And you ain't got to fucking mow it. There's the problem page. Right, here we go. Problem page. Bloke so noisy in bed. I can't stand the noise my bloke makes in bed. If he's not sniffling, coughing or sneezing, then he's talking in his sleep. When we have sex, he either grunts and groans like a warthog or shouts and screams. It depends on how much he's had to drink. His nocturnal din drives our 2 lodgers crazy. They're both nurses and bang on the wall when they have to get up early. I love him dearly, but I have to accept that he's a handful. Could separate beds or even bedrooms save our relationship? Well, do you know what, right? I snore. One of the reasons why I'm trying to lose weight is that because I'm a bit chubby, it makes me snore. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. So she's not elbowing me in the head, telling me to shut up, you fat bastard, kind of thing. So I would suggest, me duck, I think you better say, stop drinking, lose some weight, or you can piss off. Because I can't be doing with this for the rest of my life. A friend always judges me for my spending. Every time we meet, she looks me up and down saying, how much did that cost? I work hard, yet she makes me feel guilty for buying nice things. Jealousy. She's definitely becoming more resentful with age. Now I'm frightened to mention upcoming holidays for fear of upsetting her. It's got to the point where I can't even wear the new earrings my boyfriend bought because I know she'll be jealous and bitter. She's always banging on about the bad luck and a tiny flat. Well, perhaps you should just move on, me duck. She's obviously not bothered about you, so why would you be bothered about her? I enjoyed a brilliant night of passion with a guy from a dating app, but he's never got back to me. He says we go on more dates, but I can't track him down. My friend says I've got to let him go. Ain't that the point of these dating apps? I always thought that was it. You meet up, have a bit of a date, and you knock it on the head. It's like speed dating, isn't it? Only you have a bit longer than speed in dating. That's I think just move on, me duck. Well, why don't you do that to somebody else? Or why don't you just try and be normal, go out and meet somebody and chat to them, and then probably meet them later on again or something like that, instead of just opening your legs on the first date, because what he's probably thought is you're easy. What do you think, folks? Am I right? Please put comments at the bottom if you think I'm right or wrong, and then I'll just tell you how I'm right. So, the Joshua fight's off, isn't it? He's got to find somebody else to fight. Carney's boxing tonight. Do you know what? Did you ever see these? Does anybody ever buy this crap? Do they? Gleaming 24 karat gold plating. I just don't believe that people buy this shit. The unique edition. It's unique. No wonder it's unique, because nobody in the right mind would buy it. Right, now, 3 interest-free instalments of £19.99 plus £6.99 S&S. Why would you want to pay 60 odd quid for that? You see them like dolls that are like a baby, and they look like they're dead, and they're supposed to be asleep, but they look like they're like a porcelain thing. You think, what the bloody hell do you want one of them for? Why would you honestly pay out for that? So, I'm going through to the sports pages. Rugby League. St Helens at the top. Ooh, flying away. Leeds at the bottom. Ooh. Eddie Howe will become the youngest manager in English football to rack up 500 games. Well done. Well, I don't think there's a lot more. Troy Delaney got sent off for an elbow. Scare my players, no fear. Chris Sutton says he won't put the frighteners on his players. Well, perhaps you ought to, mate, because the way you're going down. And Ollie gives United's poor performance a reality check. I heard the other day, I don't know how true it is, but if Manchester United do not qualify for the Champions League this year or next year, they're having a 25% pay cut or something. I just don't think Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer's up for the job. You've probably seen me say this, and I just don't think he's up for it. I just don't think he's the right man. I think he was the right man after they got rid of Mourinho. I think he steadied the ship and all that, but he's just not the right man. Aaron Ramsey's got a hamstring, hopes to return within 3 weeks. I can't understand there why Leicester, I've just read the word Leicester, I can't understand why Arsenal are letting him go. I just cannot honestly understand it. He's playing every game and yet they're letting him go. I mean, if you weren't playing, then fair enough. But, really? Neil Warnock's hoping Liverpool don't crush them. Well, there's Pep. He's not a happy chappy, is he? On his knees there. Oh my God. So there it is, folks. That's the paper review for the 20th of April, Easter Saturday. And I hope you enjoy it and all that kind of thing. All right, laters.